I'm Marilee Caruso. It's Thursday, August 7th. Today, a breach of trust.
We understand the damage this does to public trust. Trust which must be earned every day.
A Winnipeg police officer is charged with taking and sending photos of a dead body on his personal phone. Also today, enough is enough.
You know what? Call it what it is and stop downplaying this.
Why the Manitoba Nurses Union says the Health Sciences Centre is an unsafe place to work.
For a first-class trip to the Philippines. I'll take you behind the scenes of this pavilion coming up on CTV News.
Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. A veteran Winnipeg police officer is facing more serious charges stemming from a 2024 police investigation. Some of the alleged incidents date back to 2016, and a warning, some of the details may be upsetting.
This is not a proud moment for our service. But having said that, the only reason we're here today is because a member of our service had the integrity to come forward with concerns.
Arrested is 48-year-old Elston Bostock, a 22-year member of the Winnipeg Police Service. He faces a long list of charges. Police say indignity to human remains and knowingly distributing an intimate image are related to the same alleged incident. Bostock is accused of taking a photo of a deceased semi-nude woman in 2021 and sending it to someone. Now, in a separate incident, he and another officer are also accused of going into someone's home while on duty and attempting to evict them under the threat of arrest. Other charges against Bostock relate to alleged incidents such as drug trafficking both on and off duty, stealing ammunition during firearm training, and attempting to have traffic tickets voided. At an afternoon media conference, the police chief emphasized that police now have to regain the public's trust.
I directed each of my senior members to meet personally with all their members to reaffirm the integrity within which we must continue to do our jobs. As well, I will be adding another 3 investigators to our professional standards unit to ensure all allegations are investigated thoroughly. Yesterday, I sent a letter to the Justice Minister, Matt Wiebe, asking that the new Police Services Act establish a uniform code of conduct for all police officers in Manitoba.
Bostock was previously charged with breach of trust and theft along with 2 other officers in November of last year. CTV News has reached out to Bostock's lawyer for comment. We are still waiting to hear back. The Manitoba Nurses Union says Health Sciences Centre is an unsafe place to work, and it's moving to graylist the health facility as a warning to the public and to nurses who may be considering working there.
This is simply a way of letting nurses and the public know that HSC does not provide a safe environment.
The move comes after a series of sexual assaults in July inside and near HSC. Several nurses and members of the public were assaulted by an individual police later arrested. The MNU says HSC management failed to inform staff of the incidents while the suspect was still at large.
No one knew where the perpetrator was, whether they were still in the building or whether they had left the building. And, you know, that was the big issue. But the fact that it was also downplayed, it was clearly a sexual assault that was downplayed and called, you know, inappropriate touching or groping. You know what? Call it what it is and stop downplaying this.
MNU President Darlene Jackson says this is just the latest in a series of examples which have taken place over the last 5 years. The vote on whether to graylist HSC ends tomorrow. CTV News contacted Shared Health about the vote, and we received this email response, quote, Shared Health and the Manitoba Nurses Union are working collaboratively to identify solutions that address safety concerns while meeting the needs of staff, patients, and the broader community. Our shared goal is to ensure the highest standards of safety and care for everyone. RCMP are looking for a man wanted in a child abduction. Mounties were called to a home on Lake St. Martin First Nation Friday night. They were told a man entered the home with a homemade weapon and took 2 children. Police found a 1-year-old sleeping safely inside the home, but a 2-year-old was missing. The child was found at a nearby residence, but the armed man was gone. An arrest warrant has now been issued for Alan Marsden. The 29-year-old from Lake St. Martin First Nation is charged with child abduction, assault with a weapon, and break and enter. Anyone who may have information is asked to contact RCMP or Crime Stoppers. The family of a First Nations woman who died at the hands of a Winnipeg serial killer will get the chance to give victim impact statements to court 1 year after his conviction. The Manitoba Court of King's Bench has agreed to a Crown request for a special hearing for victim and community impact statements for 30-year-old Ashley Shingoose. Shingoose was one of 4 First Nations women killed by Jeremy Skibicki in 2022. However, she was not identified until much later and was referred to as Buffalo Woman. The court says the hearing is appropriate and necessary to give her family the same opportunity as relatives of the other victims. It adds the trial is finished and nothing will impact Skibicki's legal standing. The court says it can't order Skibicki to attend, but his lawyers will be there. It's scheduled for August 15th. Winnipeg's mayor wants to clean up downtown. A contract has been awarded to install new tamper-proof garbage and recycling receptacles. 85 new waste receptacles will replace the current trash bins. They'll be placed throughout downtown Winnipeg. The containers will be tamper-proof, so you can throw trash in, but you can't take anything out. Mayor Scott Gillingham says the design will help keep trash off city streets, but adds, we all have a part to play in keeping the city clean.
I think the way our city looks really has a big impact on the way we feel about ourselves. So I encourage everybody, every property owner, whether it's a private property owner, the city of Winnipeg, the federal government, whoever it may be, I ask you to take care of your property, to clean up. If there's garbage on the sidewalk in front of your place, don't wait for someone else to pick it up. Please just take a broom and sweep it up. And the city has to lead the way in doing our part.
Gillingham says the new garbage and recycling receptacles will be installed in the coming months. Well, our trip around the world continues courtesy of Folklorama, and tonight we're making a stop at a brand new pavilion. John Hendricks is there and joins us now. John, what can you tell us about this new pavilion?
Well, I'm actually here at the Mumbai Philippine Pavilion, and already, of course, as you can imagine, there is a beehive of activity going on around me. They're preparing the food that everyone is going to be able to eat in just a few minutes when everyone arrives. And I'm now going to introduce you to one of the people here who are making this whole thing happen. Lee, thanks very much for joining us. Obviously, a lot of work to make this food happen.
Very busy right now. We are on day 5 now, and we're still like busy as bees.
Tell me a little bit about some of the food that the people can experience here at this pavilion.
We have our famous Filipino food. We have the noodles, the pancit bihon. It's very savory noodles with vegetables. And then we also have the egg rolls, the lumpiang Shanghai, and also the beef caldereta, like the beef stew. And also we have the fish fillet sweet and sour, and lastly the chicken adobo, the famous Filipino food you all know.
Tell me about that chicken. Was it chicken adobo?
Yeah, chicken adobo.
Tell me about that.
It's cooked with soy sauce, vinegar, and lots of spices, and that's it's really famous in us, or Filipino.
I see something behind me. What is that?
Yeah, this one's the fish fillet. It's a fish fillet, and we're gonna be dressing it up with the sweet and chili sauce.
Difficult to make?
Not really. It's just the marinated fish, the basa fish, and then we're gonna top it with vegetables, onions, and peppers.
What kind of reaction do you get when people get an opportunity to try this, savory food that is native to the Philippines?
Of course, we are very proud, yeah, because, lots of people know that Filipinos have really good taste buds. We have many delicious foods to try, and so we are proud and really proud and honored to be given this opportunity to serve.
Do you have a lot of people that are working here? Because, I see that there is a lot of food that needs to be prepared. Is there a lot of people here?
Yeah, we're 5 or 6 team preparing the food, and of everyone's doing a lot of work here.
And that's what it's all about, right? All right. Well, listen, thank you so much for joining us. I'll let you get back to work, Marilee. An awful lot of work going on here, and I can tell you, unfortunately, you can't smell it, but it smells heavenly in here. And so I'm going to let them get back to work so there'll be some food for everyone.
Well, my recommendation is get the pancit. That's my favorite, John. You'll like it, I promise.
All right.
All right. Enjoy, John. We'll check back in with you later. Well, you likely saw and heard it on your phone yesterday afternoon. The emergency alert system was activated on mobile phones across the region late yesterday afternoon as a tornado-producing storm made its way through the province. It unfolded right here on CTV News. Environment Canada received several reports of funnel clouds and golf ball-size hail as that storm tracked near Dugald. Tornado warnings were issued in several municipalities Wednesday, including the RMs of Rockwood, St. Andrews, St. Clements, West and East St. Paul, along with the RM of Springfield. There were reports of golf ball-sized hail falling in Stonewall. Let's bring in Colleen Brady now and get a first look at this evening's Skywatch forecast. Hopefully you're not tracking anything like that tonight, Colleen.
Well, not expected to become as severe as we saw last night, but showers and thunderstorms are expected to move across southern Manitoba tonight, including through the Winnipeg region, but not until much later. But you might have noticed the smoke hanging over the city. I want to take a quick check-in with Environment Canada's Air Health Quality Index. You can see it's almost right off the charts. 10 plus right now, the most recent reading from Environment Canada. That means the city is at very high risk for poor air quality. I'll have more on that coming up. An air quality alert is in effect for Winnipeg tonight and many other parts of Manitoba and northwestern Ontario. Let's take a look right now first, though, through the Bath Fitter Live Eye. Bath Fitter, your bath and shower experts for more than 40 years. If you can see through the smoke, that is. 27 degrees and that smoke just blanketing Winnipeg. Light winds out of the west-northwest at 7 kilometers an hour. The pressure is dropping and the humidity is 59%. Out in traffic, things moving well along Portage Avenue, east and westbound in front of Polo Park. Not so well. Disraeli Freeway, just as you're getting onto it, approaching Logan, there is a stall in the eastbound median lane.
Winnipeg is making Canadian public transit history. We'll tell you why this bus is the first of its kind and why you'll soon see more of them. That and more local news coming up after the break.
Stories, breaking news alerts, and watch live. Download the CTV News app.
Winnipeg has become the first Canadian city to have a zero-emission articulated bus as part of its transit fleet. The city showed off the new 60-foot bus today at its Winnipeg Transit Fort Rouge garage. It's the first of 16 zero-emission buses that will go into service next week. The buses are built by New Flyer and cost about twice as much as diesel buses. The federal, provincial, and city governments are all sharing the cost of the buses, but that cost-sharing program has ended. So after this order is complete, Winnipeg will go back to ordering diesel buses.
If the federal government would come out with another or something similar, a program, or the province of Manitoba, let's say, comes out with another transit program specific to purchasing and helping the city to purchase zero-emission buses, then we would certainly look into that and continue that.
The city has ordered a combination of battery electric buses and fuel cell battery electric buses. A second order of zero-emission buses is expected to arrive early next year. It's the largest Filipino event of the year in Manitoba, and it's happening later this month in Winnipeg. The Manitoba Filipino Street Festival is in its 13th year and promises non-stop entertainment. The festival features 18 food vendors selling delicious Filipino street food. There's also a parade and fireworks show, plus you'll get to take in some spectacular aspects of Filipino culture.
The cultural dances. There are over 1,000 cultural dances in the Philippines. So of course they try to adopt one and learn it. So this year we are presenting 9.
Okay.
9 different Filipino dance that you will not see in Folklorama or any other Filipino events.
The Manitoba Filipino Street Festival runs August 6th and 7th at Maples Multiplex on Adsum Drive.
Community Connection is brought to you by Mr. Reuter Plumbing. Born to be a hero, trained to be a plumber.
Have you heard of frog jumping? A truly unique event returns to a southern Manitoba town this weekend. That and more local entertainment news coming up in Spotlight.
Spotlight, sponsored by the Casinos of Winnipeg, presenting Holly Cole.
Colleen Brady is back now for Spotlight, and hockey fans, get ready because the countdown is officially on.
That's right. Single game tickets, Marilee, for the Winnipeg Jets' upcoming season went on sale today at noon. True North Sports and Entertainment is also offering a new way to get tickets with the Jets Passport, which you pay for up front and then use to pick up discounted tickets throughout the season, along with other bonuses. The home opener is set for October 9th when the Jets take on the Dallas Stars.
All right, now to something that's fun, free, and hopping back for its 55th year.
That's right. The Frog Follies, an agricultural fair, is back in St. Pierre-Joly this weekend. Frog Follies offers a weekend of entertainment, family-friendly activities, live music, and of course, the National Frog Jumping Championships, the only one of its kind in Canada. Frog jockeys jump their frogs and the longest jump wins. The weekend festival started back in 1970 with deep French, and Métis roots, an important aspect of the event.
It's really important that we continue to push towards this, the word in French is fierté, but it's to be proud of who we are as a society, as a community, and as a people, because the Métis people do exist. We are here. The foundation of St. Pierre-Joly and Otterburn and St. Malo and all the surrounding areas was strongly rooted in the Francophone Métis relationships.
St. Pierre-Joly Frog Follies begins tomorrow night, Marilee. The National Frog Jumping Championships start Saturday afternoon at 1.
Those look entertaining to watch.
Fun, yeah.
I just got to figure out, how do they measure the frogs jump?
It's very curious, isn't it?
Yeah, I might have to go check it out.
Yeah.
All right, now to young love, courtship, romance. We must be talking about a new movie, Colleen.
Well, it may sound like it, but it's actually what you can expect from this year's Spirit of Ukraine Pavilion at Folklorama. Rather than a collection of performances, organizers this year are going to teach you about Ukrainian courtship and marriage traditions. It's all told in story form through the lens of a young couple. And of course, you can still expect all the captivating dancing and music the Ukrainian people are known for.
We have a couple who meet as children, they're friends. The matchmaker of the village tries to push them together. You see as they get older, the different customs where they try to get them together. And then finally, the young man approaches the girl's family. They approve of the match. And then we cap it all off with the wedding. So it's a wonderful story that encapsulates the entire theme.
And this year's market features a variety of items created by local Ukrainian newcomers. The Spirit of Ukraine Pavilion runs until Saturday at Soul Sanctuary on Chevrier Boulevard.
Still lots of time to check it out.
Absolutely.
All right, thanks, Colleen.
You're welcome. Your primetime lineup kicks off at 8 with The Rookie, and E-Talk wraps up the night at 10:30 only on CTV. A live look at Notre Dame Avenue. I hope that gentleman on the median there is okay. Otherwise, traffic is light right now. That update on the Disraeli, that stall near Logan, has been moved off to the side.
Women's clothing provided by RW & Company. Salon services provided by S&T Spa Salon.
CTV Skywatch weather brought to you by South Beach Casino and Resort. Visit southbeachcasino.ca.
Colleen Brady back now with your Skywatch forecast. Temperatures got pretty hot out there today.
Pretty warm, pretty smoky, but a much calmer start to our evening than 24 hours ago. We were contending with tornado-warned storms not too far from Winnipeg. Environment Canada says at this point, though, no tornadoes actually occurred, but many funnel clouds were spotted. Now, there is the possibility of showers and thunderstorms coming across southern Manitoba tonight. At this point, we don't have any severe thunderstorm watches or warnings in effect, but I want to show you this one little storm that's popping up. I'll show you that in just a moment. But as for that smoke, well, it's blanketed Winnipeg once again, but you can see many areas in the south out to Brandon and beyond into Saskatchewan, and in the north well up into northern Manitoba under an outright air quality warning. Next door, northwestern Ontario, the warning takes you into Sandy Lake. All those surrounding areas in orange, including Red Lake, under a special air quality statement. So yes, that smoke came back down from northern Manitoba. It will be hanging around at least until tomorrow night, but there is the possibility after that that smoke will head back up north. That's not great for folks in northern areas contending with with much more smoke than we are down here, and we're dealing with plenty, but that is the scenario that we're dealing with right now. I want to show you this one little thunderstorm that's popping up. So if you're in the area around Cartwright and Pilot Mound, look out. This is headed your way, but it is a non-severe storm, and it's just a little one, but there's more where that came from. We have this line of rain, these showers coming out of Saskatchewan. There's a disturbance that popped up out of Montana earlier today. It's been making its way across Saskatchewan, and it will make its way into southern Manitoba tonight. So the Futurecast has it playing out a little slower than other forecast models do, but by this evening, much of the southwest will be contending with showers and possibly thunderstorms. By late tonight or overnight, we should start to see those showers make their way into Winnipeg in the southeast while they continue out in the southwest. And you can see some potentially significant rainfall amounts could be headed our way into Friday and well throughout the day, at least for us here in the southeast, before they move off really into northwestern Ontario. But there's more coming in behind there into west central regions as we get into the overnight hours and into Saturday, with that system starting to send that rain further north where it's needed. 19 or overnight low tonight. Showers or a thunderstorm expected late tonight or overnight. Also smoky. Winds light out of the southeast. Showers or thunderstorms look likely tomorrow. 26 is the high. Winds out of the south at 15 kilometers an hour. And there's a chance of showers on Saturday to start off the weekend. 24 degrees, and then a mix of sun and clouds Sunday right through to the middle of next week, with temperatures in the mid to upper 20s. Let's take a look at some weather photos. Now, Ellen's out in Piney in the southeast corner of the province. No storms yesterday, she says, but look at that amazing sky overhead. A beautiful shot there. And a little further off to the east in northwestern Ontario, David took this photo last night out at Royal Lake, and today he says he's enjoying a smoke-free day there. Send us your weather photos to Winnipeg Weather at ctv.ca.
Thanks, Colleen. An urgent plea from Winnipeg Animal Services today. The shelter is bursting at the seams. The agency says it's caring for more than 40 dogs right now. There's been a big influx of strays over the last few days, and adoptions have slowed down, leaving the dogs without a loving home. Look at that cute face. If you can give a dog a forever home, all you have to do is visit Animal Services at 1057 Logan Avenue. The hours are noon to 5:30 weekdays and noon to 4:30 on weekends. If you're not ready to adopt, but you still want to help, you can do so by making sure your pets are licensed and spayed or neutered. As I mentioned, a lot of those are strays, so hopefully they can find some new forever homes. Yes. All right, that does it for us this hour. Look at that smoke out there. Don't go far. We'll be back at 6 with more local news.